T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff.
Welcome to Sport Weasel Central. I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
Yes, sir. It's sports and other stuff. Okay, NFL Week 8, and don't look now. Indiana is walking through that door. Steelers are only unbeaten as Lamar stumbles in the big showdown. Shouts of Tua, Tua, Tua are heard in Miami. And take that, Mr. Rodgers. And oh, yes, the Bears are who we thought they were, with no offense. And welcome to the Joe Burrow fan club, officially in session. Guys, it was a good week of football, yes.
Yes, it was. It was fun. Joe Burrow, I have to give it to him. He's shown a little promise. Tua looks fragile. I don't think he'll last. But they're playing for their pick from the Texas boys, the Texans. So I just hope Miami loses their backsides because they're stupid. They have it in place. They have a good defense. The quarterback play was at an all-time high. They had a chance to go to the playoffs, I think, because Buffalo now is folded. So interesting. And I'll make one comment about Lamar. Lamar, they figured him out, especially Pittsburgh. You keep him in the pocket, make him throw to the outside, and make him hand it off, and you've got him. So that's my sort of nutshell of the weekend for me.
Okay, go ahead there, Mr. Dog.
Yeah, I think the game of the week, particularly in the NFL, was Ravens Steelers, just because those are two of the best teams in conference. You have one team that's undefeated, and also just a super talented team in the Ravens. And I don't completely agree with Lugs just because of this. I don't know that you could say a team that allowed 265 yards rushing figured a team out. I will agree with him on this. It really came down to, and again, obviously we're all big supporters of Lamar. The touchdown throw on that corner route to Miles Boykin, close to the beginning of the game, was a great throw by Lamar. He's obviously getting better as a passer.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the game because of Lamar. He had a pick six at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
He had a lost fumble in the red zone where they at the very least get 3 points from Tucker if they don't score a touchdown, which they probably scored a touchdown. And then he had another pick that set up the Eric Ebron touchdown. So it really came down – and the final score was 28-24. So he was clearly the difference in the game. That was a swing of at least 17 points. So both defenses played well. Like I said, even though Steelers gave up 265 yards, to be fair to Lug's point, like when it gets in the red zone, for the most part, it looked like Steelers understood how to clamp down, and they did generate 4 turnovers. So, like I said, it was mainly a defensive struggle. And the one guy I want to give note to outside of, because I know we always go quarterbacks a lot, but they lost Devin Bush like a while back. And this Robert Spillane, who wasn't even starting, he had 11 tackles, an interception, and he scored the touchdown off that interception. He also had a fumble recovery. I mean, this guy wasn't even playing. And he gets inserted in, and he's just a world beater. So
Gotta love that stuff.
Yep.
Next man up. And Lugs, I got to disagree with you about the Dolphins, man. You know, they won that game, right? Come on.
Well, I will say this. They totally protected him. He had, 8 or 10 days to prepare. I'm sorry. He just looked thin and frail to me. I don't think he's there for the long haul. I'm sure he's a nice kid, a lovely dresser, and a fine dancer. But this is the NFL. Welcome to Killerville. They ain't taking, it don't matter to them if you're Tua Hua or Bua Bua. They're going to bust you up, and he's going to get busted up.
I will agree, at least with Lugs, is I think Tua, obviously he's going against Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald has made many quarterbacks look like a fool just because he can just destroy offensive lines, and he's coming right at you through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, they are playing it on the ends now on occasion too. But I do think there is a lot of pressure on him because Burrow has shown out so much. Even though Herbert only has one win, Herbert is looking like a godsend. And that one is more painful because they could have had Herbert. So, there is a lot of pressure, I think, on Tua to perform. And I think he'll be fine. Like I said, I think the Rams just have a great defense. I'm not going to put a lot of stock into one game, even though he had a whole bye to get ready. So.
Yeah, and the Rams were coming off a Monday night game. They had to fly 3,000 miles, play at 10 a.m. in the morning in their physical time,
Yeah.
I mean, everything went Tua's way on that one.
But Goff got a $100 million contract, dude. Get over sleep deprivation and play the damn game.
Also, you act like they're on coach.
They're professional athletes.
You're acting like they're on coach too, like they're not on first class. Like you've got space for all these.
Would you like peanuts?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I guess
let's move on to another train wreck called Chicago.
Yeah,
I mean, can that group of guys get a quarterback?
No.
How about let's go ahead and deal for Sam Darnold now, or at the very least, let's let Trubisky come in and play. I'm over Foles. Get him out. We're done with that. He threw up some passes he threw up some passes that even a rookie like Trubisky wouldn't have thrown them in those holes. I mean, it's time.
Trubisky's it's his fourth year, dude. He's not a rookie anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
also
whatever.
He did play yesterday. He got one run of 3 yards.
Yeah.
So he did get to play.
And
at least that was something. Foles is not going to run. Foles is less mobile than Tom Brady.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, if we want to just break down the offense very quickly, I'm not disagreeing with you. Nick Foles, I don't think any of us were Nick Foles supporters when they made the move. And he's had some good moments, but he is what he is. He's a stopgap, high-level backup who, for whatever reason, Chicago is trying to play for a full slate of games. But even to be fair to him, and obviously the running back, he seems like a nice guy, David Montgomery. He has no juice.
Seems like a nice guy, though.
He is. He's like an Eagle Scout, and he sounds like, when you hear interviews about him, he sounds like a roll out guy. He has no burst, and if you have no burst at that position, you're not going to make it as a starter that long. With that being said, the true and even Matt Nagy, some of the calls he makes, and even Nick Foles got into some fire this weekend because Brian Greasy said that sometimes Matt Nagy makes play calls, and Nick Foles knows he doesn't have enough time to make those plays, and he had to back it up.
Yep.
But even with all that being said, all those people are to blame for something. The main problem is their offensive line is garbage. It's been garbage for 3 years, and that is the main problem. I'm not saying that there aren't other problems outside of that, but the key thing they need to fix before anything else is they need to get an offensive line. So
I say it's head coach time. Nagy,
what do you think? This is 3 years. Do you think this is it?
Probably not, because Chicago has a history of staying with people long after the sell-by date. So, except for the Trestman guy.
The only problem is he went 12-4 his first year.
Coach of the year.
He went 8-8 last year, and currently he's 5-3. So he's all
he does is win, I believe, is how that goes.
He's
is it
11 games above 500 right now. So even though, to be fair, what he was brought in to do, he has not done at all. Still, they have been successful under his vision, I guess, if you want to say that. I mean, mainly it's just they're loaded on defense. That's the one thing you can watch.
That's what's saving them.
Yeah, but
They went 3 years with Johnny Fox, John Fox, and then 2 years with Tressman before that. So that's your recent track record.
the only other thing I want to point out on this game, I'll just say this: Drew Brees played well. Alvin Kamara is such a weapon.
Yeah.
If he gets in any open space, he's getting 15 yards at least. The last little nugget I just want to say real quick is Taysom Hill. I know he scored a touchdown receiving and stuff, but you see Drew Brees out there, and I'm not saying he's not on maybe his last leg, but he's still playing well enough. Kamara is a special running back. Why do you put him out there?
Right.
Why do you put him out there? That's it. That's all I want to say. I'm done with that game. We can move on to anything else.
Let's just say one sentence or two about Dalvin Cook, 4 touchdowns, Vikings versus Packers. That was a in-your-face game right there.
Yes.
Yeah. And my feeling about their particular quarterback.
Ooh,
I think
Rodgers?
No, Cousins.
Oh, Cousins. No, I've never heard you talking about him before.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That guy, he doesn't cut it for me. So
it's a good game, though. I mean, it was fun to watch, and good plays on both sides.
I like your main takeaway from what was it, 28 to was it 28 to 21 win or 22 win?
Yeah.
Is Kirk Cousins' problem?
Right.
Where Dalvin Cook was just Kirk Cousins couldn't be a problem.
Cook has a Hall of Fame game, but Cousins is a problem.
He didn't do anything.
Exactly. But he's getting 4 times the money of Dalvin Cook. So
I will agree with you. Well, it's just the importance of the position. I will agree with you. He's overpaid. I will agree with you that. Is he also like third franchise quarterback? No, but I like how you're bringing a storm cloud on a sunny day for Vikings fans.
Sunny day.
The win was truly a factor. Obviously, there was a few throws. If you watch enough Aaron Rodgers games, which I think J Boy and I have definitely.
No.
Some of those throws, you could clearly tell the wind was affecting his throws. Like he doesn't miss some of the throws he was missing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So
speaking of the wind, how about that Cleveland Raiders game? My goodness, man. That was like they were playing in a toilet bowl with it swirling around and around. I mean, it was wild. I got to say, though, that I think Gruden, for the first time, was impressive as a coach. Of course, he's going against essentially a rookie coach. So, but Derek Carr did enough, and the kicking game was interesting. It was just wild.
I think that desert air in Vegas has been good for Johnny Gruden. I do. Chucky.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get to
maybe
play with the house money.
Drinking that cactus juice.
He gets to hang out with Brent Musburger.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Google a bunch of.
You're looking live.
Probably is what it probably is doing.
What else? Any other little things that just you say? Wow, that was cool.
Yeah, definitely going back to our favorite quarterback, Joe Burrow. What he did against Titans. Again, his numbers aren't overwhelming from like last week what he did against the Browns, but 249 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, one of his early throws in the game, he threw a sideline throw to Higgins. It was just this moonbeam on the run that he just had faith in Higgins beating the DB, and it just shows you just how impressive he is. And I guess the only other thing I'll say is while you look at Tannehill plays well, obviously Derrick Henry is possibly the best running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously A.J. Brown is a special talent at wide receiver. Corey Davis is starting to look like the top-tier receiver he was supposed to be this year, and Jonnu Smith is a talented tight end. The problem is their defense has no pass rush. Bengals were in like 4 receiver sets, and Burrow was sitting back in the pocket. There was no one ever close to him. So
Burrow, though, 8 weeks in, looks like you can look at Trubisky, was never a good draft pick, but Burrow right away, he's a good pick, good choice,
Yeah.
going to work out. Looks like.
Yeah, I asked you. Actually, we can make a real quick question. Do you think just how like college develop quarterbacks more, you should be able to notice within the first year or two, like if